Right now on 10 News at 11.
A mystery still surrounds the brutal murders of 3 mothers and their 6 children south of the U.S.-Mexico border.
It's hard to imagine that this level of brutality is totally the result of mistaken identity.
Why one expert says this ambush was no accident.
A man preys on seniors in a local nursing home. The disturbing crimes that have him sitting in a San Diego jail cell.
Plus the major twist in one of tonight's major elections, the state that flipped for the first time in nearly 3 decades.
10 News begins with breaking news.
In the past 90 minutes, we learned of an arrest tied to the slaughter of 9 American women and children in northern Mexico.
Mexican officials say the person was found in the state of Sonora with 2 hostages who were bound and gagged. They also had several high-caliber weapons. Our 10 News reporter Laura Acevedo is live at the border with more. Laura.
And this family had dual citizenship, and they were really a trans-border family, establishing their lives in Mexico in the 1940s. The Lebrones were well-known farmers, and this was not their first run-ins with the cartels.
I can't comprehend the evil in these men that would do that.
Heartbroken family members try to understand why, as 2 countries look for answers to what led up to the deaths of 9 Americans in an ambush near Sonora and Chihuahua, Mexico.
Nita and 4 of my grandchildren are burnt and shot up.
The victims, 3 moms and their 6 children, the youngest just 8-month-old twins.
This is a devastation that I don't think we'll ever come out of.
8 other children were able to escape from their cars during the attack and were found hiding in the brush. 5 of them found with bullet wounds transferred to U.S. hospitals. The Lebrone family is a fundamentalist Mormon group that settled in Mexico in the 1940s, a family of farmers.
So the Lebrone family is well known. I mean, this is a very big family. There are many different members of the family, and have a very strong presence in this part of Chihuahua.
This ambush not the first time the Lebrones have had problems with the cartels in the area, known as Sinaloa cartel territory.
Members of the family have been killed, members of the family have been kidnapped, and they famously have taken up arms against the cartel and spoken out vocally against them in the past.
Professor Jeremy Slack from the University of El Paso is an expert in the region. He says it's still too soon to know if this family was targeted or if this was a tragic case of mistaken identity.
This is one of those families that's pushed back against both their extortion as well as their other favors. And, cartels really tend to try and make an example out of people that would stand up to them.
Mexican officials say they are still waiting for more information about this person arrested in connection with this ambush. A prosecutor in the state of Chihuahua says that an offshoot of the Sinaloa cartel could be responsible. Live at the border, Laura Acevedo, 10 News.
Laura, thank you. And President Trump reacted to the news today, tweeting, "If Mexico needs or requests help in cleaning out these monsters, the United States stands ready, willing, and able to get involved and do the job quickly and effectively." But Mexico's president says their country will handle this alone, vowing justice. And we will alert our viewers to any more breaking updates on this story on our 10 News mobile app. There's a free version available in the App Store. Just search 10 News.
We have some breaking news. A wild police chase ends with a crash into a car full of people in Emerald Hills. Our photojournalist Paul Anderegg is live in our 10 News breaking news tracker. So, Paul, you talked to a neighbor who saw how it all ended.
Yes, he did. He was right here in a house off the intersection of Pita and Market Street when that crash occurred. This is what the scene looks like now. Let's show you what it looked like about an hour ago when this all began with a suspect vehicle passing a police car at a high rate of speed. Now, that car was stolen. The police officers did not know that at the time. They just knew it was speeding. It flew past them and it had no license plates. It only made it about maybe half a mile from Euclid to Pita on Market when it crashed into an SUV. In that SUV was a mother, a father, and their 3 kids. In that suspect vehicle, 3 suspects. Police were able to take all 3 of those suspects into custody. One of them was unconscious. Now, a total of 5 people were transported from that civilian vehicle, the innocent family. All 5 of them, the mom, dad, 3 kids, all taken to the hospital, and 2 of the 3 suspects out of that stolen car were transported to the hospital. They did find out after running the VIN number that it was stolen, and so police are out here. They've got the whole intersection blocked off. Let's let you hear what that witness who lives right here that shot that cell phone video you saw earlier had to say.
I heard a super loud bang, so I came outside and I saw all the police officers coming up the street. This car had started smoking, and the drivers were screaming. They were slowly starting to exit the car, and police officers were yelling them commands.
So we're going to stay out here on scene. We'll continue to bring you more updates on 10 News this morning. Back to you.
This person is very, very disturbed, obviously a very disturbed individual.
Accused of preying on the elderly, police have arrested a man they say broke into a nursing home and sexually assaulted an 88-year-old patient. Our 10 News reporter Anthony Pura is live in Hillcrest on this story. He spoke with an expert who says one of the biggest questions is how that suspect got in. Anthony.
People at Balboa Nursing and Rehabilitation Center settled into the night Tuesday. Residents and staff are moving forward after a disturbing attack on an 88-year-old female patient. Police say 48-year-old Lushan Arline broke in on October 27th. He crept into the woman's room at night and sexually assaulted her in her bed with her roommate in the room. When they started screaming, staff ran in and the attacker ran off.
Does this person want to be caught to be going in somewhere where there's another person? You know, as soon as he makes entry, he could have easily said, oh, the person's not alone, I'm going to leave.
Kevin LaChapelle is a former police officer who says the crime is disgusting and strange. Most nursing home abuse cases he hears about are committed by staff. Security in nursing homes are tight, so crimes committed by intruders are rare.
There's staff there 24/7, so then you wonder what drew this person to that place.
Police say DNA evidence led them to Arline. They arrested him Monday.
This person is very, very disturbed, obviously a very disturbed individual. I'd be surprised if there isn't a past criminal history.
Nursing home administrators are trying to figure out how the suspect got in, telling 10 News in a statement, "We are committed to doing whatever necessary to help ensure the safety of residents, families, staff, and visitors to our community at all times."
And police say the suspect is facing several felony counts, including elder abuse, sexual assault, and burglary. He is also in violation of a parole. We're reporting live tonight. Anthony Pura, 10 News.
A disturbing crime. Thank you, Anthony. A man accused of stabbing his roommate and stuffing his body in a barrel 2 years ago is now on trial. Prosecutors say a video shows Timothy Cook wearing the same clothes he wore when he dumped the barrel containing Omar Medina into the bay. Medina was stabbed over 60 times.
There's a tan pillowcase on the couch. That pillowcase is consistent with the one that was located in the 55-gallon drum.
Cook and Medina worked and lived together, but then things took a turn. Cook was angry over Medina's lack of tidiness at home. Prosecutors also say he was after Medina's money. Cook's lawyers say there is no forensic evidence tying him to the crime.
Governor Gavin Newsom is threatening dramatic action against power company PG&E if it doesn't change its policies on shutting off electricity during high winds. PG&E power lines are blamed for starting the deadliest fire in California history last year. So today, the CEO met with Governor Newsom in a closed-door meeting. A spokesperson for the governor says that Newsom threatened a public takeover of the utility if PG&E's bankruptcy is not resolved by next June. CEO Bill Johnson defended the company and says it executed the power shutoffs well. The DMV says more than 3,000 Californians had their Social Security numbers exposed in a data breach, but unlike most data breaches, this was not the result of hacking. The DMV says it found an error in its systems that allowed federal agencies access to private information. In most of the cases, it was the district attorney's offices in San Diego and Santa Clara that obtained the information. But the Department of Homeland Security and the IRS, they also had access as well. A DMV spokesperson says they discovered the error in August and they fixed it. They are notifying those whose information was improperly obtained.
A street in Poway will officially be named for Lori Gilbert Kay, who was killed in the synagogue shooting. The Poway City Council gave the green light tonight. 10 News anchor Lindsay Pena is live at City Hall with why the mayor says this is just another way this community is continuing to heal. Lindsay.
Yeah, that's right, Kim. Tonight's vote was unanimous to rename a street here in Poway Lori Lynn Lane. Now, by all accounts, Lori Gilbert Kay lived an exemplary life and left behind many friends and family who want to remember her. We're told that people connected to the Chabad of Poway reached out to the city about making this change. We want to show you some video of the street right now. It's called Eva Drive. There's only 2 homes on it and a piece of land at the end. Every owner signed off on the change before tonight's vote. The street is about a mile from the Chabad of Poway, where accused gunman John Ernest opened fire back in April. Kay was killed and several others injured during the shooting. Poway Mayor Steve Voss says this change was, quote, a no-brainer and got a resounding yes from council.
Lori Kay lived an exemplary life that ended far too soon, and it was appropriate to rename the street to Lori Lynn Lane, and it was unanimous and enthusiastic.
Now, Voss tells us that change should take effect within 60 days. He also says that he expects there to be some sort of ceremony when that does happen, but we'll have to wait on those details. Reporting live in Poway, Lindsay Pena, 10 News.
Lindsay.